Choice of the chosen, yeah. Choice of the chosen, yeah.
Kia ora everybody, welcome back to Chosen Family Sports Podcast, Rugby World Cup Special. As always, I've got my right hand man, AMO, one man show. Kia ora, bro.
Kia ora, how's it all going?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. What about yourself, bro?
Yeah, bro, it's been a lot of rugby in this household, a lot of articles being read, all the shows, just trying to really get down to the nitty gritty and find out who's going to win this final. It should be close, it should be good.
Yeah, bro, that's what we've been waiting for. And as always, with the Rugby World Cup Special, we've got Dylan Reno Bennett. What's happening, brother?
Shannon, it's good to be back in for another Rugby World Cup special. Much the same as Amor. It's basically what I've been doing. It's just keeping up to date with the rugby, getting all the games under the belt, and the big ones finally come around this weekend. So should be good.
That's what we wanted. We know we all want to dig into it, but we'll recap the games, the semi-finals. All Blacks South Africa. It was a tough match. The All Blacks. It was another tough battle like the French game, but they didn't seem to be able to capitalise as much on the South Africans, but still a good, tough performance, what we needed to go into the final, and we won. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we needed, because we romped French. Yeah, we romped them in the quarterfinal, but the South Africa know how to slow down a game, and I think that's what we sort of needed. Someone that can sort of stop our flow, because once we're hot, we are hard to stop. So we needed that game.
Yeah, it was good without being perfect. Like they didn't really do anything wrong, but they didn't do anything over the top flashy like against France. So I think it definitely got us on the right level of where we got to be at heading into this weekend, rather than if we had gone straight in after France into the final. I don't think we would have been as prepared.
Yeah, because Hansen had called it. Me and Amor jumped the gun on the Namibia game, I think it was. And I've got a lot of criticism since. Got a few personal messages. As long as we win, that's all that matters. But he said it from the start. We're challenging each other in different ways, and ever since the playoffs has come, we've been the best team. We put away France. We put away South Africa in a tough match, and I reckon we're in the best shape to take on the final.
Yeah, I think you are right. Yeah, we did jump the gun, and yeah, I've said sorry to a few people as well. So I know when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. We have built it real nicely, and I think with that South Africa game, they didn't even look like scoring against us, but we showed that we can score against them, and they have been good defensively, so that was like a real plus for us. But then again, it showed with that South Africa game that if we keep giving away penalties, we can let teams have a chance. So we've got to stop that. We've got to stop that like right now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing out of this two semis in the weekend was we were miles ahead of any other team when it came to playing the full 80. Like that, South Africa and Australia and Argentina, they all had moments of like lapses of concentration where there were periods of time where they looked like a B grade team rather than a world class team, and the All Blacks didn't have those moments.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
Ben Smith was man of the match, which he did play mean, but so many other people put their hands up. Kino, even though he got his yellow card, those hits were massive, and his D could even arguably be stronger than 2011 when he did that famous tackle on Digby Ioane. Retallick, Whitelock is playing better than Retallick, and Retallick is, he's been our best lock for a few years now. But everyone just seems to be putting their hand up, so it's definitely we're looking good. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I think Whitelock would have been my man of the match. He was just had their measure in the line-out, and I think that's where we won the game. So he would have been my man of the match. But as you said, Retallick's just been awesome, and Kino was back to his best, where I don't think he was playing that well in the pool games. I think him and Reid have sort of been, a bit slow. But again, Reid played better, so we just had our straps perfectly, as you were saying before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. My man of the match would have gone to probably one of the two locks. Either one of the forwards, I think. Just the way they composed themselves could have probably got it. I understand why Ben Smith got it. He was good without being great, much like the All Black team. But I don't know. So it's always going to go to someone like that rather than the guys that get in and do the hard yards.
Yeah, that's true. Do you guys notice how many meters he made? Well, I read a stat the other day that he's made 453 meters. That's the second most, and the guy that's before him has only made 1 meter more. Do you even notice how many meters he makes in a game? Because I don't even really like.
No, you don't. No, you don't notice.
I don't notice it.
But he was like that in Super Rugby as well. He was one of the, if not the highest meters, had the highest meters. But then we got into early Monday morning, and I really wanted the Argentinians to get up. You know, they've been playing some amazing rugby, and they always love World Cups. But definitely those 2 tries early just really put them on the back foot, and I don't reckon they ever really got into the game.
No, they didn't, and it sucks because they're actually really good. Like, they're exciting to watch. They play like the ABs. They look like scoring tries. They actually got quite a few line breaks. It was just the Aussies' defence. They scramble so well, and it's annoying because I just wanted Argentina to score, and the defence was just so good. And it's just, I hate saying that, but Australia are very good defensively. To play against Argentina and not let 1 try in, I'm sorry, but that's a bit scary to me.
Yes and no. I mean, I looked at the game and I see it as Aussie were very lucky to actually win it. Like, the margin itself didn't really show how close the game was. You take away that intercept try in the first minute of the game, which rocked Argentina, and that Argentina stuffing up the try right near half-time, which a simple pass would have got them a try right on half-time. There's 14 points to get right back in the game, and Aussie probably wouldn't have been able to hold on in that 20-minute period after half-time where they looked shabby. So, yes, they scrambled well, but...
But don't you think that's the class? That's the class of an Australian team that know how to win? Where Argentina,
is it the class there, or is it the pressure of Argentina? I don't think it was the class. I think it was Argentina crumbling under pressure. I don't think they're ready yet to be on that bigger stage.
Oh, I guess, okay, I see what you're saying. Because Argentina made some good line breaks, but they didn't finish, so I see that. But Aussie, they played against, who was it? Was it Wales or was it England, where they didn't let a try in either? Their defence is rock solid.
Oh, Wales, was it?
Wales, sorry, yeah, Wales. There's something about that
team
where they believe.
Then they believe. And they don't even deserve to win, so...
Yeah, well, you can say that about the AB South Africa. We only won by 2 points. You know, a win's a win.
Oh, I definitely think
we deserve to win that. The
yeah, but it's only 2 points.
Yeah.
No. If Victor Manfield didn't get called for that neck roll, then that would have been a penalty in our half, and they would have scored 3 more points. Okay? So then they would have been leading.
Yeah, which could have been a totally different game. But
yeah,
I understand where you come from, Aussie, and I actually do got to give it to them. As passionate All Black fan as I am, Aussie have been playing well. Yes, they've got a very good chance of winning the final, like any team does in a final. But it's going to be a very tough game for them because they actually are coming up against an All Black team that can score points, that can put teams under pressure. These other teams, I'll give it to them. England, Wales, and that Argentina, they are good. But this is the All Blacks we're talking about. And
it's next level compared to those teams. You look at the way England played this World Cup, you look at the Wales game, even the Scotland and Argentina games. They all had the same process. They were getting the territory, they were in the 22, they were spreading it wide, breaking the line. They just couldn't score. And the All Blacks aren't going to not score. They're going to finish those moves that every...
Yeah, we're definitely going to score 2 or 3 tries.
Yeah,
I think that's a definite, because we're just too good not to score those tries. Yeah.
Because last World Cup we only scored the 1 try, and France only scored that 1 try, when you probably thought the rugby was going to be a bit more open, flowing. But definitely...
but France can do that to us.
Yeah.
France can hold us back, yeah.
I don't know if it's arrogance or not, but South Africa did give me nerves. I couldn't sleep before the game. I was up all night, and I actually started to get a bit of a sick gut. But playing Australia, like, I know it's a final, and I'm more worried about that we're playing in a final and anything can happen more than Australia. Do you know what I mean? Like, no disrespect to them, as if like.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but come on, how can you not be a little bit worried about Pocock? Did you not read the article today? The article today from Fox Sports saying how many steals he's got, how many penalties he gives away, and how many penalties he gets because he's at the ruck so quickly. He is by far the best rugby player on planet Earth. Okay, and that's coming from an All Blacks fan.
Yeah, okay, I'll put this one to you, though. I'll put this one to you. Last time, the Aussies and everyone went on about Pocock versus McCaw. What happened? What did Richie McCaw come out and do?
Yeah, we played at Eden Park, okay? That is the difference.
No. There was a big kerfuffle. I don't know. I can't exactly give you the dates, which is bad. But they went on about it, and Richie McCaw came out and outclassed Pocock. I think it might have been a couple years ago. Can you?
I don't mean to just sit in the shadows and wait for a time to strike, but you and all your Fox Sports stats. There is also a page I saw the other day. I don't know who posted it, but it was Pocock's stats against the All Blacks, and his stats
you want to go at me?
Are actually terrible.
Like, let's not lie. Pocock is killing it.
He's a great player.
But Harmy gave me a good thing. We've got to you got to run at him. You can't let him be the second man in. He's got to make the tackle.
Yeah, he is. He's more dangerous getting to the right second, third man. He is more dangerous that way. I'm
going to say 90% of those turnovers would have been him being the second man in, which rugby is
course.
now. Yeah. So the All Blacks just got to, not that you just look, let's run at him every time. If you see him, you got to run into the contact with him. You can't really try and avoid him because that's where
but don't you think changing our strategy for something like that is even more dangerous? Shouldn't we just be doing what we do and back our systems, back our patterns?
That's true.
We're the best team in the world. They've got to worry about us, not the other way round.
You've got to take each team on its merits. You can't go into play every team with the same game plan.
Yeah, no, that is
Although
true.
I don't see our game plan from South Africa changing too much. I mean, we had to do the exact same thing of what we'll have to do this week against Pocock.
Wait a minute. So. What about those awesome wee grubbers that we tried for a whole 45 minutes?
Yeah, okay,
they were rubbish.
We'll probably get rid of them.
Yeah, but in the second half, you got to admit they were working.
Oh, were they working?
Oh,
I don't know if I can admit that.
They weren't not working. That's the nicest way to put it.
Milner Scudder, you can't leave him out of your team. And it was a tough. He wasn't bad on the wing, but he got some ball coming his way. But I've got an easy fix. I don't know if the All Blacks would do it. Ben Smith defend on the wing and Scudder go to fullback for defence, then swap for attack.
Yeah, well, that's what they did. They did that a couple of times in that game. I think that's a great idea because Milner Scudder is such an offensive weapon that we do need him. He's creative on that right-hand side, and then we've got the power with Savia on the left. So I think we definitely do have to have him. But I think Colin Slade might come onto the bench because he's good under the high ball. So he might, I don't know. I'm not Hansen, but maybe have him on the bench. So if anything did go wrong, because
mate, as much as you and your brother love Colin Slade coming on the bench of the up and unders, I'm sorry to tell you, but on live podcasting, it's not going to happen.
There's as much chance of Beaver making a return.
Oh, it's a great theory. It's a great theory, but it's not going to happen.
It's just a theory.
He might as well just pack his bag and head back to New Zealand.
Mate, I don't know. I wouldn't talk so soon, mate.
But
seriously though, Milner Scudder against Australia, he's already shown in like the 3 or 4 games that he plays. He loves playing Australia, and I don't see it being any different in a World Cup final. The form he's in going into this against Australia, I can see him having a great game. My call, Milner Scudder man of the match.
No,
in the
I'm
final.
not with that. That's not going to happen.
In the final.
It's going to be Richie or Dan Carter. It's going to be Richie or Dan Carter.
they'll give it to them because they're not coming back.
That's the
Are we
big
going to
one.
see another Jonathan
Pity-
Thurston?
The pity award. Man of the match tonight is Dan Carter, Richie McCaw, Martin Nonu. Just list them all.
But as you probably the Super 15 squads were named today, so it is pretty much confirmed that Richie McCaw will be retiring after the World Cup, which will be sad for the die-hard All Black fans like myself.
Do you actually think he will be retiring, or he'll be going to go play overseas and just earn like a couple years good salary?
No, because he's never really been keen on that. That's why he has.
Nah.
I heard he's going to make a return to mid Canterbury rugby and just play for them. So.
Stop it.
Maybe I could.
He wants to beat South Canterbury and beat us in the finals.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Aim is to make the Heartland squad. See if he can.
But so it's a big one this weekend, and I can't wait. I honestly like the All Blacks. Everything's just been building for these last 4 years, like they said, and now they're here. Like we actually need to put everything into action. There's no more talking now. We are the best team in the world. We've come into form at the right time. We've got the best players in the world, and the biggest thing is our mentality is so strong. I think that's one of the reasons we won that game versus South Africa.
Yep. Yeah, we were mentally stronger than them. And I think that comes from winning, and winning is a habit, and we've just got a habit of winning. We know how to get out of a tight spot. And I think that's what Hansen was talking about, like putting pressure on themselves, with those easy games, so that they've gotten used to it. And I think you're exactly right. It's 90% of it is, the top 2 inches, and I think we've got it up there.
Touched on a huge point then as well when you said Hansen is like we're looking at like the All Blacks have won this, but how good has he been as a coach?
Yeah.
He's a mastermind.
He's a step ahead of everyone else with what he wants to do every game.
I've always been
is.
a huge fan of Hansen, and I've made sure I've watched
And
all of it, and
He's the band Hansen.
He's a class above Hansen. Henry. But
You reckon?
Yeah, that's a big call. But I think he's a lot smarter. I just look at his record, man. He's only lost 3 games in the last 4 years.
Oh, that's a bit harder. Hansen came in on the back of Graham's good work, so that's hard to say. Look at the record.
Yeah, but
okay.
I understand where you come from. But only from that World Cup, I think there's like 6 or something players. So he's created his own culture as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I understand that.
When you think about that, like, obviously Woodcock's out now, Mialamu, Whitelock was at the last World Cup, Kaino, McCaw, Reid, then you got Carter, Nonu, Smith.
Carter didn't even play. Yeah, true. Yeah, there are some players there. Yeah, true.
So I understand what you're meaning. Like, obviously Henry had something, and then he's just taken that and just built on it more.
Yeah, he definitely has. I heard that he's bringing back like being humble, being a gracious winner, and letting other teams into the locker rooms. Like having not the media. So after the game, they obviously do their team thing, and then they invite the other team into the locker room and and have a drink or let them take pictures of the famous All Blacks. But really bringing back that like it's not just about winning rugby, it's about life as well. I heard he's brought back a lot of humbleness into the All Blacks.
That's awesome too. That's what you need. It's what you play sport for.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Beer after the game, and Namibia and Georgia, they said they loved it. They were just starstruck having a beer with Richie McCaw, Dan Carter's.
Hell yeah!
Like they're living our dream.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Where was our invite?
Hey, I've got a question for you. Okay, it may sound easy, but Richard or Daniel, who is going to be known as the greatest player of all time? Which one?
I'd have to go with Richard McCaw. To sum it up, it's tough. It's tough because I heard Harmy had his point the other day about Carter, and I did like it because there has no other player like Carter as well. The skills that he possesses, and just what he's done, like just can you remember the game Lions tour? And was it 28 points he scored by
I
himself?
thought it was 29. Yeah, I thought it was 29.
Just ripped
It was
them-
something
ripped them
ridiculous.
But
Yeah.
you got to look at Richie McCaw. He's the most capped player in the world. He's had the most caps as a captain. He's scored the most tries of any forward versus Australia too. But in his
Ooh, good
position,
stat.
it's such a demanding physical role, and he's somehow he's just kept the body right, the mind right, and that's probably the biggest thing is the mind. I think getting to the end of your career, I think mind does get into it, and that's what maybe deteriorates you.
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm on a whole new wavelength as to why. I put aside all the stats of what they've done, how many points they've scored, how many tackles they've made, that kind of thing. I think the thing that sets them apart is the fact that Richie's led the team to where they're at now.
Yeah, his
Dan
leadership.
Carter's been there as a mentor, but the way Richie's captained the team over the last 6 or 7 years.
That's
to
definitely
where
a
they are
good
now,
point.
It's been amazing.
Because Henry did come out and say if Richie probably wasn't playing that World Cup, we probably wouldn't have won. And
Yeah, that's probably true too.
Because that's the comparison I saw today on it was Pocock versus Richie, and they were talking about how Pocock is stats wise he's overtaken Richie and he's surpassed the great man, blah 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 blah. But he doesn't have the leadership qualities that Richie
yes,
does.
thank you, Reno. Thank you.
He's not going to carry his entire team.
That
Yeah, I understand that, but that's Pocock and Richie. I'm talking about Dan Carter, the top international point scorer of all time. Okay, he at his best, he was the best at taking it to the line. Defense wise, I don't know if we've had a stronger defensive first five than Dan Carter. Okay, no one. Usually you run at the first five. No, not with him there. His left foot before he got injured was pinpoint, and he's showing in this World Cup that when he needs to kick them, he can. He makes all the right decisions, and I know Richie's the captain, but Dan Carter's been his right-hand man. You know what I mean? It's not all Richie leadership-wise.
No.
I think it's hard, but I think Dan Carter's got to be known as if he's not the best, well, he's coming up pretty close.
Oh, it's definitely close.
I agree.
You can't split. It is hard to split them, and they've both got huge points for and against. But that's one. Both of them will go down in history, not only in New Zealand rugby, but world rugby.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the one thing that lets Dan Carter down is Beaver kicked that goal last World Cup.
I actually think you're right, because he didn't win
If
it.
Dan Carter had kicked that, greatest of all time, because he kicked that goal.
He gets another chance
Could
this
be
weekend
right.
then.
Hey, let's not hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope that they kick their ass. Actually, scores. How much do you reckon they're going to beat them by?
11.
I was
Thought about it all week.
as last week I was going big with South Africa, and then I went big this week again. I was like 17 points, but I was like, settle down, Shannon. You're getting ahead of yourself. So I was like, how about this? I'll go a bit reasonable. We'll win by 13 points. Martin on her first try. No, sorry,
Okay.
12 points and Martin on her first try. First jersey 12, we win by 12.
Oh, I like what you're doing there. I'm
And-
going to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 13 and Scudder to score in the corner.
I'm going 11 and Scudder. Is Scudder 11?
No, Scudder's 14.
14.
Okay, that's all right then, because I didn't want to copy Macca, but I was thinking Scudder and 11. So,
Yeah. But
No, you're wrong.
so what was your score, Amel?
I've gone 13 points. ABs.
So the lower the score, the closer I am to winning.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mac is
that
right in
would
the
be
middle.
correct.
He needs to be exact.
It needs to be exactly 12.
I think I'm going to be exact. 2011 semi-final versus Australia. Martin on her first try scorer, won $200. Israel Dag
Oosh.
lit it up down the sideline, and I've just got a feeling that Martin on her, the dreaded beast, is going to die down.
You know
How
what they say
sad is
about
it?
history and it never repeating, though?
Oh, well,
Oh my goodness.
we're not bringing up
Was
this,
that,
are we, Dylan?
was that a shit podcast joke?
It was what I was instructed to do. It's why I'm here.
Let's have a
I
little
wanna bring
chat.
up-
You go, bro.
No, I want to bring up something. How sad is it? Like, it hasn't really hit me today until I seen a photo. That's this is actually going to be the last time we see Richie in a black jersey. Dan Carter, Nonu. We've already seen Woodcock gone, Conrad Smith, and is there anyone else going? Mialamu. Yeah, this is actually going to be the last time we see these guys play. What happens if they lose? What happens if the All Blacks lose? I don't want to dwell on it too much. I want to stop you right there. What happens?
I don't even want to talk about that.
Then there's no movie,
but
mate.
I got so sad. I got so sad thinking about it. Like,
let's not think about it.
If we lose this, can't talk about it.
No, we can't talk about it because let's just be positive. Let's be positive. I don't want any of that. Duffy taught me a good one last night when we were discussing about the World Cup because I was maybe being a bit arrogant, so I've tuned down a bit. But definitely talking a bit about Aussie. Aussie have defended well this tournament. Pocock's been amazing. Their loose trio is actually quite good. I'd say it'd probably be the second best in the world if we said ours was the best. In the back line, though, I think that's where they have struggled a bit. Kuranjani was meant to have a big tournament. I don't really think he's set the world on fire. Israel Folau's been injury-plagued. Maybe their two wingers have been their best players in the back line with Adam Ashley Cooper and Drew Mitchell.
Well, Adam Ashley Cooper's amazing. Seriously, I'd have him in the ABs, and he can play anywhere. And saying about him, he's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, doesn't have a good whack on him, but he's just got so much heart. He loves playing against the best and scoring against the best. You know what I mean? He's always in the right place, and he's just one of those players that you'd love to have in your team. He's awesome. I love watching him, even if he is an Aussie.
Agreed.
I
think that's one of the huge things for the All Blacks going into this weekend, though, is there is injury cloud around a few Australians, and there's not for us.
Yeah, that's good for us. That's exactly what we want.
Let's put it this way. What does Australia have to do? What does Australia have to do to win the World Cup?
Score more points.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious.
Is that a Justin Marshall call? I think, they obviously have to defend well. I don't see us scoring less than 2 tries. I think they're going to be smart about the way they play. Like South Africa was smart. They just kept kicking it, and they eventually got penalties.
I think they've got to beat us at set piece. If they can get a couple of line-out steals or a couple of comes against us, our confidence will rattle.
I don't even think it's a steal. I think they just need to make sure that they win their own, because we're so good at our set pieces that we're using, beat them. So I think if they hold their set piece, they can really scare us, because their defence is good. So I think
it definitely makes a difference.
And they have been strong at the scrum,
so... penalty.
Yeah, but after their prop got injured the other week against Argentina started to win those scrums.
They when Slipper started taking knees.
Yeah, so I honestly reckon that, if they win their set piece, we should be worried. There you go. That's what they need to do.
The scrum will be strong. The All Blacks won't, like you said, I don't think, fully change their game plan of how they want to play versus Australia. They'll have structures in place of playing Australia, but they'll pretty much play the brand of rugby they want to play. But we've got to be strong at the breakdown, and I think we will make a statement at the breakdown. You'll see Kainos and your Reeds and your McCaws and that. Like, how massive was that McCaw tackle on the South African that we got the turnover, and then from that we got the steal off Matfield and the line out, and those were the 2 biggest points in the second half where we turned it around.
Yeah, I don't know how Richie does it. He just seems to almost hold them. He's not even a big guy if you've ever seen him live. He's not massive. He's just got so much strength. Don't know where it comes from.
I don't know.
Must be that silver fern on his chest.
But apparently the way he does it is by cheating.
Yeah, let's not bring that up, because I can't even look at the Facebook page with all the Aussie media just blasting him. It's like it's all, I guess, gamesmanship. They love doing it, but it's
It's a bit of gamesmanship.
But really, it's just bullshit. To put it,
It
in.
is.
And it's not even good stuff to read. Like, who cares that he has only got 4 yellow cards? Every number 7 in the world is a cheat. Not just Richie McCaw. You just don't like him because he was the best player for so long, and he's going to go down one of the greatest.
I was talking to old Alan today, and he put out a very good point. If Richie McCaw is such a grubby player, then why is every player coming through facing the way they play on how he plays?
That's exactly right. You nailed it. Everybody now plays like him. He changed, he evolved that 7. And that everybody wants to play like Richie McCaw.
Well, they
changed. Brought up watching McCaw.
They changed rugby rules because of Richie McCaw at the breakdown. Because he was too good at the break.
Did. You're actually right, they did.
So you could put him in the class of Jonah Lomu, who changed the face of rugby. But, you know what I mean?
Actually, by you saying that, Richie McCaw is the greatest All Black of all time. There you go. I thought it was pretty close between him and Dan, but nah, the way you said that, Richie, he changed the game. He is the best player to ever put on a black jersey and ever play the game of rugby.
Oh, I can't disagree with you. Dan Carter is amazing though as well, and he's going to be a huge key this weekend. To sum it up, boys, it's going to be a massive occasion. I can't wait. For me,
it's going to be good.
Our forwards have to be massive at the breakdown. Aaron Smith needs to control the pace of the game. DC does what DC does best, and then our backs, they can light it up when they've got good ball. And our last thing that's going to win us the game, the 55th minute of the game, is when is going to be the turning point. Sonny Bill's going to come on. Charlie Faumuina's going to come on. Bowden Barrett's going to come on. Sam Kane's going to come on. So Australia can have their 2 open sides. We'll bring our 2 other open side on the 55th minute and just own the breakdown. And look at Sonny Bill. That guy is...
Has he been the player of the tournament? Is he player of the tournament? He is that goddamn good.
Off the bench.
Every time he comes on. Every time he comes on, he is so effective. He hasn't had a bad game. Nearly everybody else in that black jersey has had at least one slow game. You cannot tell me Sonny Bill has. He has been just an elite professional. That's what he has been.
He's been phenomenal. But thanks again, boys. It's always a pleasure. So this is the big one. We know what we want. I'm going ABs by 12. What are yous?
Yeah, it's this is the big dance. Can't wait. It's just getting pretty nervous now, but yeah, us by 13 should be good.
Yep, I don't get up early for many things, but that'll be one weekend where I actually do, and I'm sticking with my ABs by 11. So it'll be close, and we'll see who gets the closest result there. But you've got to remember, boys, whichever way the result goes, rugby was the winner on the day.
Thank you. Thanks for that, boys, and go the All Blacks.
Up the ABs. Thank you.